The men of our generation are unproductive. They decide they need to work, so they get out their laptops, right? And after 5 minutes, they're hungry. So they go to the kitchen, cook up some instant ramen, cook it, eat it. Afterwards though, they feel a bit full, so they sit there and say, do you know what, I can't work right now, I'll just watch some TV for a bit. So they open up their laptop, they put Netflix on, they watch TV for an episode. And after an hour, they go back to work again. But then their phone goes off and they check it, they open up a message on Instagram, click the home tab, and instantly they're scrolling. They go through that, see a TikTok, click it, open it, they're scrolling. After a while, they realise they've been procrastinating, right? And so they fucking turn off Instagram, yeah. They put their phone over there and they get their computer out again and start to work. But fuck, they forgot to call their parents. So they instantly grab their phone again, ring up their parents and sit there on the phone for 15 minutes. On the call though, he gets into an argument with his mum. She doesn't approve of the way he's living right now, and so he gets in his head. He starts to think all these negative thoughts, and so he opens up Pornhub to calm himself down. After that, he feels really sweaty and gross, so he takes a cold shower, and in there he's hyping himself up and he's saying, fuck yeah, I can do this, right, I'm gonna go and work. And so he gets out, he gets his computer open, he finally sits down to do some work, but now he's too tired. He says, do you know what, this can fucking wait till the morning, so he goes to sleep after 15 minutes of work. And the funniest thing of all is the next day he goes into school and he says, shit man, I'm so tired, I was up till 1 a.m. last night studying. But the men of our tribe are different. We get up every morning and get straight to work. Our phones are on do not disturb, so there are no distractions. We've scheduled in time to take a shower, time to call our parents, time to check our messages, and so we don't have to think about that until after we've been productive. We've planned out exactly what work needs to be done that day so we can just get straight to it. Which one do you want to be, bro? If you can watch this video from start to finish without going to the suggested videos, without going down to the comments, I can teach you how to be a productive man. I can teach you how to get every single thing you want to get done every day, without any bullshit little tricks like Pomodoro and 25-minute timers. The most successful CEOs, the Elon Musks and the Mark Zuckerbergs, even though fuck those guys, but anyway, they live highly optimized lives. There's this concept called death by 1,000 cuts, and it basically says, for most people, there's no one big thing that's destroying their lives, right? There's no one thing that's destroying their productivity. Most people aren't waking up every morning and then just saying, oh, this morning I'm going to watch 2 hours of YouTube before I get to work, right? There's no one really doing that. More so, it's 1,000 little things that are destroying that person's flow, that are stopping him from getting into work mode. They wake up and instantly they need to decide what they're going to wear, they need to decide what they're going to cook, whether they're going to eat breakfast, when they're going to take a cold shower, when they're going to meditate, when they're going to go to the gym. 1,000 tiny decisions have to be made before they can even think about starting to work, right? And that's completely destroying their brain capacity. So that's the first tip, is to optimize your morning. So you need to come up with a structured and solid morning routine, right? You need to start getting up early in the mornings for starters. There's a reason why all the most successful people do it. And it's not just to flex on everyone else and say, ooh, I wake up at 3:30 a.m. I'm not saying wake up at 3:30 a.m., but wake up early and start working. It just makes you function better, right? Your brain is clearer in the mornings and there are less variables that can go wrong. After an entire day of doing shit, after an entire day of like possibly getting stressed at the gym, maybe you're late to work or some shit, I don't know. But after a day of stress, your brain can't function as well as it could in the morning after nothing. So that's the first tip, is you need to optimize your routine. So the night before, lay out the clothes you're gonna wear, right? Decide what you're gonna eat for breakfast. Make the decisions that you need to make in the morning beforehand, so you know exactly what you need to do before you need to start working. And you also need to completely optimize your working environment, right? Because so many people will go to work and their computer will be pinging with notifications. They'll have their phone on their side, which isn't on silent, and it's flashing. It's WhatsApp, it's Instagram, it's TikTok, it keeps fucking flashing. And they expect to be able to work when every 10 seconds they're doing this. They're turning around like this, looking at the new notification that's just popped up. A great little thing I've done, it's a very actionable tip, right, is to set routines on your phone. So most phones have them. I've got a Samsung, and I know you can do it on iPhones as well, but it's routines. And you can set these up, and I've got it like this, that every single day at 6 in the morning, my phone will switch to work mode, where I won't get any notifications. It will limit me to a certain amount of apps. It'll be on do not disturb, on fucking airplane mode, grayscale, whatever. Every single morning it will do this. And so when I wake up, I don't have to instantly be bombarded by notifications, right? I don't wake up to a screen full of fucking TikTok and Instagram, yeah? I wake up to a screen with nothing on it. Because the second you see a notification that is 15 minutes of your day gone, and the most productive time of your day gone as well. So use that routine feature. That is like a very actionable tip you can do right now, but just generally speaking, optimize your work environment. Reduce all distractions. Have a clean desk that has nothing on it, just your computer, a beautiful plant like this or whatever, but just a completely clean workplace environment where you don't have distraction. And then another really useful tip is try to output as your first thing in the morning instead of inputting. So what I mean by this is put stuff onto your computer, if that makes sense, rather than consuming things off of it. So say you work as a book reviewer, right? Your first thing you should do in the morning should be to write your reviews rather than to read the books for them. You want to be producing rather than consuming as your first thing. Another mistake people make is multitasking, right? I think people in this generation have this idea that they can multitask really well. And they'll sit there and they'll say, yeah man, I can totally work while watching Netflix. I can fucking work while listening to music with my phone over there. But it's not multitasking. You're not doing all the things at once. What you're doing is rapidly switching between them. You're sat there, you're on your computer, you're listening to the music, you're at your phone, you're at the computer again. And how can you expect to do any productive work if you're focusing on something for 10 seconds at a time? And the last sector is you need to optimize your productivity sessions. So firstly, that's a big tip right there, is actually have scheduled in productivity time. But then once you have those things, you need to optimize them. And there's this big idea of a compass over a map, right? And it's about setting concrete goals for your productivity time. And it basically says that however detailed your map is, however brilliantly you've planned it out and drawn every little contour and grid line, if you don't actually have a destination, you're going to go nowhere. And it's the same with working. It's all well and good to have planned out exactly like the different ways you can do all this different shit. But if you don't actually know what you're going to do in a productivity session, there is no point. So you need to set concrete goals for your sessions, right? So maybe you work in telemarketing, I don't know. And your goal will be make 30 phone calls today. Maybe you work in, I don't even know any of the businesses that are happening these days, but maybe you work in something else and your goal is send 100 emails to people this day, right? Set a concrete goal for something you need to do and then figure out all the intricate details afterwards. Another important tip is set a time frame. So say I'm going to work now for the next 4 hours, rather than having no time frame and then getting to the end of one and saying, oh, that's all right, I've done an hour's work today, I'll just do more tomorrow. When you set a goal, your brain gives you the solutions to it. When you tell your brain, right, today we're going to work for 4 hours and make 30 phone calls, that's all it needs. It can do all the rest of it itself. There's no point in sitting there and spending half of your fucking time Googling how to best optimize phone calls. What's the first thing you should say on the phone? If you just set your brain a goal, it will figure out the ways to do it. And the last tip, one that's really helped me actually recently, is to schedule in admin tasks. So when I used to work without this tip, I'd wake up and I'd be doing work, right? So I'd go onto my phone or my computer and I'd start going through emails, start going through messages and replying to them because it would be working really. I'd be feeling somewhat productive, but it isn't real work, right? It's the admin shit. It's the stuff that you can do completely switched off. It's the stuff that you can do at 5 p.m. that night, right? So why are you wasting your precious morning hours where you're supposed to be doing productive work, doing the admin shit and lying to yourself that you're working? So what I've done now that's really helped is I've set 7 a.m. till 11 a.m. as my work block. And then at 11:30, I said admin time. So admin time is where I go through the comments, the emails, the fucking messages, and I reply to all of those. I do the work that isn't really work. So that actually might be quite a useful thing. I'll just go through my daily routine quickly. So what I do is I wake up every morning at 6:30. And the first thing I do is I get out of bed, I go and have a cold shower, and then I meditate for 5 to 10 minutes on it's like a guided meditation thing. It's really easy, really simple. Then after that, I'll call my parents for 15 minutes. I just do that every day because the time zones are a bit weird in Australia, so that's the only time I can do it. That isn't a really optimum time of my day, but anyway. So far we got cold shower, meditate. Then I make myself a tea and I start actually getting down to work, right? That's the first thing I do is I just focus completely. My phone is on silent, it's on do not disturb, it's on work mode. My computer is exactly the same. I have no notifications, no shit coming in. All I'm doing is outputting. I'm writing, I'm creating scripts for videos, recording, editing, I'm creating. That is the first thing I do. And then at 11 a.m, I eat. I break my fast, I eat a breakfast. Anyway, it's breakfast. And then I do my admin tasks after that. I send my emails, I make phone calls, send texts, do whatever, do the admin shit. And that's really working for me at the moment. So you need to simplify your life and your work to optimize your flow. Remove decisions you need to make in the morning by doing them the day before. Set concrete tasks and deadlines so your brain knows exactly what it needs to do. Let your brain know what it needs to do and it'll do it. Set yourself a goal and it'll do the rest, right? Just have faith. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. Leave a like and a comment. You'll find those right below the subscribe button. And join the Discord. It's a great place to meet like-minded individuals, to meet men just like you who are trying to better themselves, trying to grow, who are on this self-improvement journey with you. Come there, talk to me and the other guys about your self-improvement journey. Talk to us about your goals in life, about your struggles, about whatever, and we'll answer you. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Manifest excellence. Goodbye.